Morning, brothers and sisters. How's everybody doing this morning? Just waiting for the old vehicle to thaw out. It's pretty frosty here this morning. It's just been melting like crazy here. We literally went from winter to summer. It's pretty much the joke here where I live. We get 2 seasons. Well, praise be to God. Summer's coming. Some warmer weather. Family and I are trying to get outside more and go for walks and just be in the Lord's creation, you guys. Just get away from this, you guys. And I feel like it's hypocritical right now because I'm on it and I'm speaking to it. But I think the mission is just every day, you guys, keep cutting back your time from this. You know, the more and more attention we give it, the more it becomes an idol. The more it becomes a god to a lot of people. To a lot of people that are lonely, this is their only form of friendship. It's no different than television, you guys. I often look back when I was a kid and I remember my mom watching her soaps and, you know, really developing a relationship with the characters that were on television, and especially it being on every day and the developing story. You had this false sense of community. Meanwhile, it's just as simple as opening your door and going outside, you guys. For sure. Go explore His creation. Just get some fresh air. There's so much going on in your home that we're unaware of, and all of it is with strategic military intention to distract you. And all you have to do is look at how short attention spans are right now, you guys. That's from the scrolling. Like a slot machine. You know, TikTok. Think about that. How, I think it's what, 30-second, 60-second videos? Not even, it's like 30 seconds. So now we're being conditioned to only dedicate 30 seconds of our time to do something. Now really, you guys, again, our Father put it on my spirit this morning to really dive into forgiveness and what it means and why people won't forgive and what the purpose of making it so we don't want to forgive is. And the same goes with shorter and shorter intervals. I think the vehicle's good to drive now. Shorter and shorter intervals of attention. And so as our attention spans shorten and shorten, it does what? Well, we get used to only wanting to spend a certain amount of time on something. And at the end of the day, if you're our enemy, what does he want you to spend minimal amount of time on? And that's developing a relationship with God. So the shorter amount of time that we have wanting to dedicate to anything, we apply that back to reading scripture, having a physical face-to-face conversation with somebody, or even just dedicating the time to have a conversation with God. And the more and more I prayed on it this morning, the same goes with forgiveness, you guys. Do you think at the end of the day the devil cares whether you have a strained relationship with a certain person? He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about me. He doesn't even care if you know he exists. He'd actually rather you not know he exists, because then the illusion of being able to do what you want when you want, no repercussion. But I'm telling you, the moment I really started understanding that God was there was when I understood that the enemy was there, and that his attacks were real, and they were purposeful. They were strategic. And so what is the saying? The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was making you believe he didn't exist. Well, that's for a reason, you guys. It means he doesn't care what ultimately, how he gets you to where he needs to get you. And the same goes with forgiveness, you guys. He makes you feel that the person that you want to forgive is not worthy of it because they've hurt you so much. And he makes you believe that forgiveness, the act of forgiveness, is so much about the other person. Meanwhile, it is so much about you, brothers and sisters. The act of forgiveness is you humbling your spirit to say that you love that other person so much that you're going to give them another chance. And what other chance are you ultimately giving that other person? Well, that's an opportunity to hurt you again. But as I stated yesterday, it doesn't bother you. Because when you have Christ Jesus inside of you, you guys, you don't look at pain the same way. Look at his walk, his whole walk, including right up into the last moments of his life, his physical life. He went through more than any of us will ever possibly fathom. But all of that is to show us the kind of walks we're going to have and how important it is for us to keep an eye on the prize, and that's to continue to keep loving every brother and sister. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. He was spit at, pierced, things were thrown at him, cursed at, hit, betrayed. I don't think you're going to find someone's walk any harder than our Savior's was. And so all of that pain that he took on and did it perfectly was to show us that only through him can we get through any type of pain. And that includes the hurt that's anyone's ever inflicted on you, whether it be physical, mental, spiritual, sexual, whatever the case may be. The devil wants to keep you holding on to that for what reason? So that you continue to hate. And if you continue to hate, you're doing what? You're sinning, you guys. And that's all he cares about. As long as he can continue to keep you in that perpetual loop of sin, he's robbing you of your time from developing a relationship with God. And that's as basic as you can break that down. So the purpose of forgiveness is allowing you to break free from that loop so that you can continue to share that love. And so when you finally break from that loop and you truly forgive, and again, I'm not talking that, you know what, I forgive you, but I'm just not going to forget. How many times have you heard that? Well, why are you even saying that? That means, what does that mean? That means, you know what, I forgive you, but I'm just never going to trust you again. Now, I understand if you continue to keep putting yourself in a situation where it's dangerous, at the end of the day, that's a conversation for you and God to have. No judgment here. If he instructs you to stay away from that person, then so be it. But always take it to the Lord. Always pray on it, you guys. Very, very important. And the more and more we take it to the Lord, the more and more we get experience in hearing what he has to say and trusting what he has to say. The stronger the faith we have in understanding that we can hear our Creator, the more loud and clear that signal comes across. And he always puts it on my spirit as a staticky radio station. And the stronger relationship that we have with him, the clearer and clearer that station becomes. And the less and less that other station. The only two radio stations that we can receive on our radio, good or evil. So he just wanted me to talk again about forgiveness and how important it is. And how the devil will continuously try to convince us that it's, oh, they don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. They've done it too many times. They're never going to learn. What's the point? Brothers and sisters, the first step of forgiveness has nothing to do with the other person. It's about you and your relationship with Jesus Christ, and humbling yourself enough to go, this is for you, Christ. This isn't for me. It's about Jesus, brothers and sisters. Forgiving another person is one of the greatest gifts that we can show our Creator and give our Creator. It's again showing Him that we would rather give Him our time doing what is right than giving our enemy time and doing what's wrong. Plain and simple. It's the only thing that we can give God. It's that, you know, how do you give a gift to somebody that has everything, you guys? You've heard me say this a bunch of times. Well, then you end up getting them something that they already have, or they end up throwing out, but the one thing you can give somebody that they cannot buy from you willingly is your time. So when we take the time to worship, give thanks, forgive, study, it shows God we love Him. We love Him so much that there's nothing we'd rather be doing than giving Him our time. And if you break down everything that the devil does, it is to rob you of your time so that you can't figure it out. If you look at the system of life, and I'm talking about the grand scheme of what somebody might call the New World Order, or whatever label you want to put on it, and just think of your 9 to 5. Right now I'm going to it. I spend more time working than I actually do have time with my family. And that's not by accident, you guys. That is to keep you so distracted that you don't actually have time, even outside of that 30-second TikTok video, to go, wait a minute, there's something wrong here, something stinks. But that's how it happens, you guys. When you first started waking up, how did you realize that there was an issue? Well, God put it on your spirit to take a step back and go, wait a minute. And if you picture it, it's just a bunch of zombies walking around with their heads down. Heads buried in their phones. And then all of a sudden you're unplugged and you step back and look at the world and go, what is going on? It's witchcraft, brothers and sisters. Everyone is under a trance. They're hypnotized. To what? Their God. Technology. Science. Consumption. You name it. Any appeasing action towards flesh is against God, brothers and sisters. Either way, I'm gonna quit rambling here, you guys. I just wanted to talk to you a little more about forgiveness. Because as we get closer and closer, you know for a fact, this will be one of the areas, without a doubt, 1,000,000,000% will be a topic that you and God talk about, is your ability to forgive. So start working on that, brothers and sisters. That other person doesn't have to receive your forgiveness in order for you to forgive them. Remember that. Very, 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 very important. Because there probably will be some of them that won't accept it. And at the end of the day, that's going to be your enemy trying to throw you off track to say, see, what I tell you, it's just not worth it. There's no point in doing it. Again, brothers and sisters, it's not about them in the beginning. It's about you humbling yourself. So take the step today. Pick one person today. I recommend going from the top down, or whoever's at the very, very top. It's like a Band-Aid. Just do it. And again, don't do it forcefully because it has to be done. If you're going to do it forcefully because you think you have to, don't do it. It's just the same as not doing it. Do it because you want to. Do it because you understand why you should. And understand who you're doing it for, brothers and sisters. It's very important. One of the greatest gifts you can give him. So praise be to God, you guys. What an amazing journey. Just the whole thing is just so perfect. It truly is. The more we take a step back from it and really look at it and the beauty of it all, in every single intricate detail of everything that comes across your journey, it's perfect. Either way, you guys, I just wanted to say hi. I love you. 2 in a row. Woohoo! All glory goes to God, you guys. Have a blessed day, and we'll chat soon. Take care.